Part 1. First Contact Protocol. The metal hallways of Kepler-7 station hummed with alien voices. Commander Marcus Chen walked slowly through the crowded corridors, his hands behind his back. He wore his best blue uniform with shiny buttons. Today was the most important day for all humans. Marcus stopped at a large window. Outside, he could see hundreds of alien ships floating in space. Their designs were strange. Some looked like crystals, others like flowing water frozen in time. All of them belonged to the Galactic Confederation. "Commander Chen, they are ready for you," said Lieutenant Sarah Kim. She looked nervous. Voice shook a little. Marcus nodded. "How do I look?" "It's like someone who can save our planet," Sarah replied with a small smile. Marcus walked to the meeting room. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside, 12 alien beings sat around a curved table. Each one looked different from the others. The Veltar representative had blue skin and 4 arms. The Christian looked like a walking tree with golden leaves. The Zephyrian delegate had silver scales that caught the light. Marcus had studied their files for months. Human Marcus Chen spoke the Veltar in a voice that sounded like wind chimes. "You may sit." Marcus sat down in the single chair facing them all. He felt very small. "We have called this meeting to discuss your species' request," continued the Veltar. "You wish to join the Galactic Confederation?" "Yes," Marcus said clearly. "Humanity is ready to take its place among the stars." The Christian's leaves rustled. It sounded like laughter, but not a kind one. "Ready? Your species still fights wars over pieces of dirt? You destroy your own planet for short-term gain? You are ruled by emotions, not logic." Marcus felt his jaw tighten, but he kept his voice calm. "We have made mistakes, but we have also made progress. We ended our last major war 50 years ago. We're cleaning our oceans. We're learning," repeated the Zephyrian delegate. Its voice was musical, like singing. "Yet your crime rates remain high. Your governments lie to your people. You cannot even agree on basic facts among yourselves." "Imperfection does not mean we are unworthy," Marcus said. "Every species has flaws." The 12 aliens looked at each other. Marcus could not read their expressions, but he felt their judgment. "We'll consider your request," said the Veltar finally. "But understand this, the Confederation values order, logic, and efficiency. Your species values chaos, emotion, and sentiment. These things do not mix well." The meeting ended without answers. Marcus walked back through the station feeling heavy. Maybe the aliens were right. Maybe humans were too messy for the stars. He decided to explore the station while he waited for their decision. Kepler-7 was huge, bigger than any city on Earth. It had markets, parks, and residential areas. Thousands of different species lived here together. Marcus found himself in the lower levels. Far from the fancy diplomatic areas, here the hallways were darker and narrower. The air smelled of rust and old machinery. That's when he heard it. A small sound like crying. Marcus stopped walking. He listened carefully. The sound came from somewhere ahead, behind the humming of big machines. He followed the sound down a maintenance corridor. The walls were covered with pipes and wires. His footsteps echoed in the narrow space. "Hello?" Marcus called softly.
"Hello."
"Someone there?" The crying stopped. Marcus waited. After a few seconds, he heard small footsteps running away. He followed them deeper into the maintenance area. He found her hiding behind a large power generator. She was small, maybe 7 or 8 years old in human terms. Her skin was the same silver as the Zephyrian delegate, but it was dull and dirty. Her clothes were torn rags. She looked very thin. "Hey there," Marcus said gently. He knelt down to her level. "Are you okay?" The child stared at him with large, dark eyes. She did not answer. Marcus noticed her hands. They were shaking, not from cold, from fear. "Not going to hurt you," Marcus said. He moved very slowly. "My name is Marcus." "What's your name?" Still no answer. But she stopped trying to back away. Marcus looked around. There was no food here, no water, no bed, just machines and darkness. "How long have you been living here?" The child tilted her head. She seemed to understand him, but maybe she could. Not speak his language? Marcus tried the universal translator in his earpiece. Can you understand me now? Yes, she whispered. Her voice was like music, just like the Zephyrian delegate. But it was sad music. What's your name? I... Ot. She started, then stopped. I don't remember. Marcus felt his heart break a little. Where are your parents? The child's eyes filled with tears. Gone. All gone. It got sick and ate our world. Marcus knew about the Zephyrian homeworld. Their sun had collapsed into a black hole. 3 months ago, the entire planet had been pulled in and destroyed. It was a terrible tragedy that made news across the galaxy. You're Zephyrian, Marcus said gently. She nodded. How did you get here? A ship found me floating in space. They brought me here and left me. She wiped her nose with her dirty sleeve. The station people said I was... What's the word? Useless? No family to claim me? No planet to return to. Just trash. Marcus felt anger rising in his chest. You're not trash. You're a person. The child looked at him with surprise. The other people here say, my kind is extinct. That means dead and gone forever. They say keeping me alive wastes resources. They're wrong, Marcus said firmly. Every life has value. For the first time, the child smiled a little. It was a sad smile, but real. Marcus sat down on the floor next to her. Are you hungry? She nodded quickly. When? Did you last eat 2 days ago? Maybe 3? The time is hard here. Marcus pulled a food bar from his pocket. It was his emergency ration, but she needed it more. The child took it with both hands and ate it very fast. Slow down, Marcus said softly. There's more where that came from. She looked up at him. Really? Really? They sat together in the dim light of the maintenance area. Marcus watched the child eat and thought about the meeting with the Confederation. They called humans too emotional, too sentimental. Maybe they were right. A logical person would walk away from this child. She had no family, no home, no future. Helping her would only cause problems. But Marcus could not walk away. What will happen to you? He asked. The child finished the food bar. I will hide until I die, I think. Or until they find me and throw me out into space. No, Marcus said. That won't happen. She looked at him with those big dark eyes. You promise? Marcus knew he was about to make a decision that would change everything. The Confederation already thought humans were too emotional. Taking in an orphaned alien child would prove their point. But as he looked at this small, scared, hungry child, Marcus realized something important. Maybe being emotional was not humanity's weakness. Maybe it was their strength. The child reached out slowly. Her small hand grabbed the edge of Marcus's uniform shirt. She tugged on it gently like she was afraid he might disappear. Can I call? You Dad? She whispered. Marcus felt his heart stop, then start again, stronger than before. He looked down at her hopeful face. He thought about his mission, about humanity's future in the stars, about all the logical reasons to say no. Instead, he smiled and put his hand over her small one. Yes, he said. You can call me Dad. The child smiled back. For the first time since her world died, she was not alone. Part 2. The burden of compassion Marcus carried the sleeping child through the station corridors. She was so light, like holding a bird. Her head rested against his shoulder. For the first time in days, she looked peaceful. Lieutenant Sarah Kim was waiting in the human quarters. Her eyes went wide when she saw Marcus. Commander, what is that? She asked, pointing at the child. Her name is Luna, Marcus said quietly. He had decided on the name during the long walk back. She's coming with us, sir. That's an alien child. You can't just... She's an orphan, Sarah. Her entire species is gone. They left her to die in the maintenance tunnels. Sarah looked uncomfortable. I understand it's sad, but we have a mission. The Confederation is already suspicious of humans. This will make things worse. Marcus laid Luna down on his bed. She curled up like a cat, still sleeping. Sometimes doing the right thing makes things worse. Commander, please think about this. If we don't get into the Confederation, Earth stays alone. No trade, no technology, no protection. Billions of human lives depend on this mission. Marcus looked at Luna's peaceful face. And her life doesn't matter? That's not what I meant, Sarah said quickly. But we have to think about the bigger picture. The bigger picture, Marcus repeated. Right. The next morning, Marcus was called to another meeting. This time, all 12 alien delegates looked angry. Commander Chen, said the Veltar, we understand you have taken possession of biological waste. Marcus felt his face get hot. If you mean Luna, she's not waste. She's a child. It is the last remnant of a dead species, said the Cretan. Its leaves rustled with annoyance. It serves no purpose. Keeping it alive wastes resources that could help productive beings. Every life has value, Marcus said. The Zephyrian delegate leaned forward. That creature is not even of your species. Why do you burden yourself with it? Because she needed help. The aliens looked at each other. Marcus could feel their confusion. This is exactly what we mean, said the Veltar. Humans make decisions based on emotion, not logic. You risk your entire species' future for one meaningless remnant. She's not meaningless. Prove it, said the Cretan. What can it do? What value does it add? Marcus opened his mouth, then closed it. Luna was just a child. What could any child do? We thought so, said the Veltar. We will give you one chance. Abandon the creature, and we will. Continue discussions about your species joining the Confederation. Keep it, and we will consider humans too unstable for civilized society. Marcus felt the weight of Earth on his shoulders. Billions of people counting on him. Humanity's future in the stars. How long do I have to decide? He asked. One day, said the Veltar. Choose wisely. Marcus walked back to his quarters feeling sick. Sarah and the other crew members were waiting for him. What did they say? Asked Dr. Rodriguez, the mission scientist. Marcus told them about the ultimatum. The room went quiet. Sir, said Captain Williams, the security officer, you know what you have to do? Do I? The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, Williams said. It's basic logic. Logic, Marcus repeated, just like the aliens. Commander, said Dr. Rodriguez gently. I ran some scans on the child while she slept. Her people were called Zephyrians, right? Noctis nodded. I found something interesting in her brain patterns. Zephyrians have unique neural pathways. They can process quantum mathematics in their heads, like a living computer. What does that mean? Asked Sarah. This means she might be very smart. Rodriguez said, maybe smarter than all of us put together. Marcus felt a spark of hope. Could that be useful to the Confederation? Rodriguez shrugged. Maybe, but she's just a child. Those abilities might not develop for years. And even if they do, is one smart kid worth risking Earth's future? That evening, Marcus sat with Luna. In the station's observation deck, she pressed her face against the large window, watching the stars. They're so beautiful, she said softly. On my world, we had 3 moons. They would dance across the sky every night. Tell me about your world, Marcus said. Luna's eyes grew sad. It was warm, always warm. We had big cities that floated in the clouds. My parents worked with numbers, big, complicated numbers that helped ships travel between stars. Your parents were mathematicians? Yes, all Zephyrians are good with numbers. It's how we think. She looked up at Marcus. Dad, why do the station people hate me? Max felt his heart clench. She had called him Dad so naturally, like it was the most normal thing in the world. They don't understand you, he said. Sometimes people fear what they don't understand. Will you send me away? Luna asked quietly. Marcus looked at her small face. She was trying to be brave, but he could see the fear in her eyes. No, he said. I won't send you away. Even if it causes trouble? Marcus thought about Earth, about billions of humans waiting for him to bring them to the stars.
How about
His crew, who thought he was making a terrible mistake. Even if it causes trouble, he said. Luna smiled and took his hand. Her fingers were small and warm. I had bad dreams for a long time, she said, about the star eating my world. But last night, I didn't have bad dreams. I dreamed about you instead. Marcus felt tears in his eyes. What did you dream? You were teaching me to fly a spaceship, And you said I was your daughter, and you were proud of me. I am proud of you, Marcus said. You're the bravest person I know. Braver than space soldiers? Much braver? The next morning, Marcus stood before the Alien Council again. His crew stood behind him. Some looked supportive. Others looked worried. Have you made your decision, Commander Chen? Asked the Veltar Marcus. Looked at Luna, who stood beside him holding his hand. She looked small next to all the big aliens, but she kept her chin up. I have, Marcus said. I'm keeping her. The aliens murmured among themselves. Christian's leaves rustled angrily. Then you have chosen to doom your species, said the Veltar. The Confederation cannot accept a race that values sentiment over logic. Wait, Luna said suddenly. Voice was quiet, but it carried in the silent room. Everyone looked at her. I can prove I'm not worthless, she said. Child, be quiet, said the Zephyrian delegate. You embarrass the memory of your people. Luna's eyes flashed with anger. You're wrong about my people. You're wrong about humans, too. She walked to the center of the room. Marcus wanted to stop her, but something told him to wait. You said humans are too emotional, Luna said to the council. But emotion makes them strong. My dad didn't save me because it was logical. He saved me because it was right. Sentiment, said the Veltar dismissively. No, Luna said. Love, and love makes you do impossible things. She closed her eyes. Air around her started to shimmer. Luna, Marcus said, worried. The station's navigation computer has been making errors, Luna said, her eyes still closed. Small ones. In 17 hours, a cargo ship will crash into the station because the computer calculated the wrong approach vector. The aliens looked at each other. Veltar activated a communication device. Station control, run a diagnostic on navigation. Computer 7, it said. A voice crackled back. Sir, we're showing multiple minor errors in the quantum calculations. How did you know? Luna opened her eyes. They were glowing slightly silver. I can see the numbers in my head, she said simply. All of them. Past, present, and future. My people weren't just good with math. We were born to swim in numbers like fish swim in water. The room was completely silent. Impossible, whispered the Zephyrian delegate. The quantum sight only develops in adults. You're just a child. Maybe trauma made me grow up fast, Luna said sadly. Or maybe love made me stronger. She looked up at Marcus. Dad, I told you. I wouldn't be worthless. Marcus knelt down and hugged her tight. You were never worthless. Not to me. The Veltar spoke slowly. This changes things. The child can truly see quantum mathematics. Her name is Luna, Marcus said firmly. And she's my daughter. The aliens began talking rapidly among themselves in their own languages. Marcus couldn't understand the words, but he could hear the excitement in their voices. Maybe, it's just maybe, love really could do impossible things. Part 3. Unlikely bonds. 3 days passed after Luna showed her abilities. The Alien Council met in private, arguing in their strange languages. Marcus waited, but no answers came. Luna grew weaker each day. She barely ate the human food, or silver. Skin became more dull. Dark circles appeared under her eyes. Dad, I don't feel good, she whispered one morning. She could barely stand up. Dr. Rodriguez ran more tests. His face was grim when he finished. Commander, her body is shutting down, he said quietly. Zephyrians need different nutrients than humans. Without proper medicine, she'll die within a week. Marcus felt cold fear in his stomach. What kind of medicine? It's complex. The Confederation has the formulas in their medical archives. But they won't give it to us, Marcus finished. Rodriguez nodded sadly. I tried asking. They said medical resources shouldn't be wasted on extinct species. Marcus looked at Luna sleeping on the bed. She was so small, so fragile. He had promised to protect her, but he was failing. That night, Marcus couldn't sleep. He walked through the station's corridors thinking. In the lower levels, he heard crying again, but this time wasn't Luna. Marcus followed the sound to another maintenance area. He found a small creature hiding behind some pipes. It looked like a tiny dragon with purple scales. Hello, Marcus, said gently. Are you okay? The creature looked up with big golden eyes. "You're the human who saved the Zephyrian child," it said in a squeaky voice. "You know about Luna? Everyone knows?" "The adults whisper about it. They say you're crazy." The creature wiped its eyes. "I wish someone would save me too." Marcus knelt down. "What's your name, Pip?" "I'm Draconian." "Was Draconian?" "Hit by space rocks 3 years ago? Everyone died except me." Marcus felt his heart break again. "How many of you are there?" "Orphan children, I mean." "Lots," Pip said sadly. "We hide in different parts of the station. The adults don't like seeing us. We remind them of dead worlds." "Show me," Marcus said. Pip led him through secret passages and forgotten corridors. In dark corners and hidden rooms, Marcus found them. A dozen children from different species, all alone, all waiting to die. There was Kree, a plant-like being, whose forest world had burned. Zolt, whose ocean planet had dried up. Mira, whose people had been wiped out by a plague. Each child had a story of loss that made Marcus's heart ache. "Why doesn't the Confederation help you?" Marcus asked. "They say we're reminders of failure," said an older child named Nex. "Our species couldn't survive, so we're proof that evolution doesn't work. Keeping us alive would be... what's the word? Inefficient." Marcus felt anger burning in his chest. "That's not true. You're children. You deserve to live." The children looked at him with hope and disbelief. "Will you help us like you helped the Zephyrian?" asked Pip. Marcus thought about Luna dying in his bed, about Earth's future hanging in the balance, about his crew already thinking he was crazy. Then he looked at the scared, hungry faces around him. "Yes," he said. "I'll help." The next morning, Marcus called a meeting with his crew. "Sir, you look terrible," said Sarah. "Did you sleep at all?" "I found more children," Marcus said. "It's orphans from extinct species. They're all dying, just like Luna." Captain Williams shook his head. "Commander, you can't save them all." "Why not?" "Because it's impossible. You're one man with a small crew. Earth needs you to focus on the mission." "The mission is failing anyway," Marcus said. "Confederation thinks we're too emotional. Maybe they're right. Maybe that's exactly what makes us human." Dr. Rodriguez looked worried. "Sir, what are you thinking?" Marcus pulled out a datapad. "The Confederation has medical files for all these extinct species. Complete genetic maps, treatment protocols, everything. It's all in their central archives on this station." "You want to steal classified medical files?" Sarah asked, shocked. "Want to save children?" Marcus corrected. "That's theft. They'll arrest us. They'll ban humanity from the Confederation forever." Marcus stood up. "Sarah, look at me. Really look at me. Do you think the Confederation will accept us anyway? They've already decided we're too emotional, too chaotic. We're fighting a battle we've already lost." The room was quiet for a long moment. "So what's your plan?" asked Williams finally. "Break into their medical archives tonight? We take the files we need. Then we get those children the medicine that will save their lives. Then what?" asked Rodriguez. "We'll be criminals. Then we go home to Earth," Marcus said, "and we tell humanity the truth. That the galaxy is full of powerful beings who let children die because it's more efficient." Half his crew refused to help. They thought Marcus had lost his mind, but Sarah, Rodriguez, and Williams stayed with him. "This is crazy," Sarah muttered as they prepared their equipment. "But I can't let you do it alone." That night, they moved. Through the station like shadows. Marcus had studied the layouts for days. The medical archives were in the high-security section, protected by energy barriers and guard drones. They reached the first security door. Williams worked on disabling the lock while Rodriguez watched for patrols. "Got it," Williams whispered. They slipped inside. Corridor ahead was filled with scanning beams that would detect any movement. "How do we get past those?" asked Sarah. Marcus thought about Luna, barely breathing in her bed, about all the other children hiding in the darkness. "Follow me," he said, "and stay low." They crawled under the beams, moving inch by inch. It took 20 minutes to cross a corridor that should have taken 2 minutes to walk. The next barrier was worse, a wall of pure energy that would fry anyone who touched it. "I can disable it," Rodriguez said. but it will take time.
Ow!
And when I do, alarms will go off. How much time do we have once the alarms start? Maybe 5 minutes before security arrives? Marcus nodded. Do it. Rodriguez worked on his portable computer, sweat beading on his forehead. Finally, the energy wall flickered and died. Immediately, loud alarms began blaring throughout the station. Go, go, go. Marcus shouted. They ran down the corridor to the main archive chamber. The door was massive, made of some alien metal that gleamed like silver. It's locked down tight, Williams said, checking his tools. This could take the door? Suddenly slid open. Luna stood on the other side, her eyes glowing silver. She looked weak but determined. Luna. Marcus ran to her. What are you doing here? You should be in bed. I heard you planning, she said softly. I wanted to help. Did you get past security? Luna smiled weakly. I can see the numbers that control everything. The locks, the barriers, the cameras. I just ... changed them. You hacked the entire security system, Rodriguez asked in amazement. It wasn't hard. Numbers want to be organized. I just organized them differently. Heavy footsteps echoed in the corridor behind them. Security was coming. We need those medical files now, Marcus said. Luna walked to the main computer terminal. She placed her small hands on the interface. Her eyes glowed brighter. I can see them all, she whispered. Every extinct species. Every lost child. The files are ... Oh, what is it? Luna's face went pale. Dad, there are hundreds of them, thousands. Children from dead worlds scattered across the galaxy. The Confederation has been letting them die for centuries. Marcus felt sick. Get the files we need. We'll save who we can. No, Luna said firmly. We saved them all. Her eyes blazed with silver light. The computer screens around the room lit up like fireworks. Data flowed across them faster than Marcus could read. Luna, what are you doing? Not just copying the files, she said. I'm broadcasting them to every ship, every station, every planet in the galaxy. Everyone will know. The truth. The footsteps were getting closer. We need to go, Williams urged. Luna stepped back from the computer. She swayed, and Marcus caught her. Did you get what we need? He asked. More than that, Luna whispered. I sent the location of every hidden child to every news network in the galaxy. And I sent something else too. What? Luna smiled, even though she looked ready to collapse. I sent them your speech about how love makes you do impossible things. The whole galaxy will hear it. Security forces burst into the room. They were tall, armed aliens with glowing weapons. Surrender immediately, one of them shouted. Marcus held Luna close and raised his other hand. We surrender. As they were led away in energy shackles, Luna whispered, Dad, did I do good? Marcus looked down at his adopted daughter, the brave little girl who had just exposed the Confederation's darkest secret to the entire galaxy. You did more than good, he said. You changed everything. Behind them, the computer screens still flickered with data, the medical files that would save thousands of forgotten children, and the message that would make the galaxy remember what it meant to care about the helpless. The real battle was just beginning. Part 4. The price of love. The prison cell on Kepler 7 was cold and gray. Marcus sat on a metal bench holding Luna while she slept. Her breathing was shallow, but the stolen medicine was starting to work. Her silver skin looked a little brighter. Dr. Rodriguez was in the cell next to them, using his portable equipment to prepare medicines for the other children. The alien guards had been surprised when more humans arrived at the station. These weren't diplomats, they were doctors, teachers, and volunteers from Earth, sir, whispered Sarah from across the cell.
Look at this.
She held up a communication device one of the guards had dropped. The screen showed news reports from across the galaxy. Alti Confederation scandal. Thousands of children left to die scrolled across the bottom.
Oh.
A reporter was speaking in an alien language, but the translator made it clear. The human Marcus Chin's broadcast has shocked the galaxy. Evidence shows the Confederation has abandoned over 3,000 orphan children from extinct species. Public outrage is growing on dozens of worlds. Marcus felt a spark of hope. People are listening. More than listening, Sarah said. Look at this. She changed the channel. This time a human reporter was speaking from Earth. President Martinez announced today that Earth is sending 3 medical ships to help the abandoned children. If the Confederation won't act with compassion, she said, then humanity will show them how it's done. Luna stirred in Marcus's arms. Dad, are we in trouble? Big trouble, Marcus said gently. But maybe the good kind. The cell door opened with a hiss. The Veltar delegate entered, flanked by 2 guards. Commander Chen, it said, you have caused ... complications. I saved children, Marcus replied. That's not complicated. 17 worlds have demanded emergency council meetings. The Galactic News Network runs your story every hour. 3 member species are threatening to leave the Confederation if we don't change our policies. Marcus stood up, still holding. Luna, good. The Veltar's forearms gestured with frustration. You don't understand. The Confederation has maintained order for 10,000 years through logic and efficiency. Emotion leads to chaos. Your logic left children to die in dark corners, Marcus said firmly. If that's order, then I choose chaos. The Council is meeting now to decide your fate, and the fate of the creatures you protect. They're not creatures. They're children. The Veltar left without another word. Hours passed, and the guards came. For them, Marcus expected to be taken to a trial room. Instead, they were escorted to the station's main docking bay. His jaw dropped at what he saw. Dozens of ships floated outside the massive windows. Human ships, painted with red crosses. Medical vessels. Other ships, too, some he recognized as belonging to species that were part of the Confederation. Happening? Sarah asked. A new voice answered. A rescue operation. Marcus turned to see Captain Alina Vasquez, commander of Earth's 1st Medical Fleet. She wore a crisp white uniform with a red cross on her sleeve. Captain Vasquez, Miss Marcus said. Confused, what are you doing here? Following your example, Commander. When Earth heard your broadcast, when we learned what was happening to these children, she gestured toward the ships outside. We couldn't stand by and do nothing. But Earth's membership in the Confederation was rejected 2 hours ago. Vasquez said calmly. The Council voted that humanity is emotionally unstable and unsuitable for civilized society. Marcus felt his heart sink. All of humanity's dreams of joining the stars crushed because he saved one little girl. Sir Vasquez continued, I need you to know something. When President Martinez announced the rejection, she also announced something else. Earth doesn't need the Confederation's permission to help suffering children. She pointed to the ships. Again, we brought medical supplies, food, and temporary homes for every orphan child we can find, and we're not alone. As if summoned, several alien beings entered the docking bay. Marcus recognized some of them delegates from species that were part of the Confederation. The Christian representative approached them. Its golden leaves rustled differently now, not with anger, but with something else. Commander Chen, it said. My people have watched your broadcasts. We have decided that the Confederation's efficiency has become ... cold. What does that mean? Marcus asked. It means we are leaving the Confederation, said another voice. Its Centauri delegate stepped forward. 5 species so far. More considering it. Marcus stared at them. You're leaving because of us? We're leaving because of what you showed us, the Krishan said. For centuries, we focused so much on survival and efficiency that we forgot why survival matters. You reminded us. Luna tugged on Marcus's shirt. Dad, look. She pointed to a corner of the docking bay. There, surrounded by human medics, were all the orphaned children from the station. Pip the tiny dragon was laughing as a nurse checked his scales. Kree was getting new soil for her roots. They all looked healthier, happier. You saved them, Luna, whispered. No, Marcus said, kneeling beside her. You did? You're the one who exposed the truth. We did it together, Luna said firmly, like a family. Captain Vasquez walked over to them. Commander, I have orders from Earth. You and your team are to be extracted immediately. The Confederation has issued arrest warrants for terrorism and theft. What about the children? They're coming with us. All of them. Earth is offering citizenship to any orphaned being who needs a home. Marcus felt tears in his eyes. Humanity is adopting them all. More than that, Vasquez said with a smile. Early reports show that many of these children have incredible abilities. The Zephyrians can process quantum math. Draconians can predict weather patterns across entire star systems. The plant children from Verdania can grow food in any environment. She looked at Luna, who was listening with wide eyes. Turns out, when you save children out of love instead of logic, sometimes they grow up to change the world. The Veltar delegate appeared again, flanked by a dozen armed guards. This unauthorized rescue operation must stop, it announced. Turn the creatures to their designated areas. No, said a small voice. Everyone turned to look at Luna. She stepped forward, her silver eyes beginning to glow. We're not creatures, she said clearly. We're not waste. We're not reminders of failure. More children joined her. Pip Cree, all. Of them, they stood together in front of the human ships. We're the future, Luna continued. And we choose to go with the humans. Because they saw us when you didn't. They loved us when you wouldn't. The Veltar hesitated. The Confederation. Cannot allow the Confederation has no authority here, Captain Vasquez interrupted. These children are requesting asylum with Earth. Under galactic law, you cannot force refugees to return to places where they face death. Marcus watched the standoff with pride. Luna wasn't the scared, hungry child he'd found in the maintenance tunnels anymore. She was brave, confident, and strong. She was exactly what he'd seen in her from the beginning. Dad, Luna said, not taking her eyes off the Veltar.
Are you ready to go home?
Marcus looked around at his team, at the orphaned children who were now his family, at the alien ships that had joined humanity's cause. Yes, he said. Let's go home. As they boarded the human medical ships, Marcus heard the Veltar speaking to its guards. Inform the Council that the human situation has become complicated. We may need to reconsider our policies. Marcus smiled. In trying to protect one small girl, he had accidentally started a revolution, not through weapons or threats, but through the simple act of caring. Luna took his hand as their ship prepared to leave Kepler-7. Dad, what happens now? Marcus looked out the window at the stars. No longer forbidden territory, but a vast ocean of possibilities. Now we go home, he said, and we show the galaxy what love can build. Behind them, the Confederation station grew smaller. Ahead, Earth waited with open arms for its newest children, orphans no more. But citizens of a world that had chosen compassion over efficiency, the price of love, Marcus realized, wasn't nearly as high as the cost of indifference. Part 5. What makes us human? 6 months later, Marcus stood on the observation deck of New Haven Station.
Us.
Earth had built it in the empty space between two star systems. A home for refugees and orphans from across the galaxy. Luna ran up to him. No longer the thin, scared child he'd found. She wore a blue jumpsuit with Earth's emblem on it. Her silver skin was bright and healthy. Dad, look what I discovered, she said excitedly. She held up a datapad covered in complex equations. What is it? I was studying the old archives from my people, and I found something scary. The dark matter crisis the Confederation has been ignoring. It's getting worse. Much worse. Marcus frowned. He'd heard about the dark matter problem, some kind of energy that was slowly eating away at space itself. Confederation scientists said it would take thousands of years to become dangerous. How much worse? He asked. Luna's expression grew serious. Dad, they were wrong. It's not thousands of years. We have maybe 5 years before it starts destroying entire star systems. Before Marcus could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the station. The communication system crackled to life. All personnel, 2 emergency stations. Confederation fleet approaching. This is not a drill. Marcus and Luna rushed to the command center. Captain Vasquez was there, along with Dr. Rodriguez and the other human leaders. The main screen showed dozens of alien warships approaching. They're coming in force, Vasquez said grimly. 3 battle fleets. They're demanding we return all the children to Confederation custody. After 6 months? Marcus asked. Apparently, our success has made them nervous. New Haven is attracting refugees from all over the galaxy. The children we saved have been developing their abilities. Word is spreading that humanity offers something the Confederation doesn't. Marcus looked at the screen. The approaching ships were massive, bristling with weapons that could destroy the station in minutes. How long until they arrive? 20 minutes. Luna tugged on Marcus's sleeve. Dad, I need to tell you something important. About what I found in the archives. Luna, not now. I need to prepare for it. No, Dad. This is connected. Luna's eyes were glowing silver again. The Confederation has been making the dark matter problem worse. Everyone in the command center stopped talking. What do you mean? Dr. Rodriguez asked. Luna walked to the main computer and placed her hands on it. The screen filled with complex calculations and star charts. For thousands of years, the Confederation has been eliminating inefficient species, she explained. But those species weren't inefficient. They were holding back the dark matter. How? Vasquez asked. Each species evolved differently. One had unique ways of interacting with space-time. The Zephyrians could calculate quantum fields. The Draconians could predict cosmic storms. The Verdanians could strengthen the fabric of space with their bioenergy. Luna's hands moved across the console. More data appeared. When you put all these abilities together, they created a natural defense against dark matter. The Confederation destroyed this defense by letting the species die. Marcus felt cold understanding wash over him. You're saying the galaxy is dying because they prioritized efficiency over diversity? Yes. And it gets worse. Luna's voice was grave. The children, here on New Haven, were the last ones who carry these abilities. If the Confederation takes us back and lets us die in their custody, ... The galaxy ends, Rodriguez finished. The communication system beeped. A familiar voice filled the room, the Veltar delegate. Human station, this is Confederation fleet. Command, you have stolen property that belongs to us. Surrender the alien creatures immediately, or we will take them by force. Marcus activated the communication link. This is Commander Marcus Chen. These aren't creatures or property. They're children under Earth's protection. Your protection is unauthorized and illegal. You have 5 minutes to comply before we open. Fire. The link went dead. Can we fight them? Marcus asked Vasquez. 3 battle fleets? No. Our ships are medical vessels and refugee transports. We have some defenses, but not enough. Then we evacuate. Get the children to safety? Where? Vasquez asked. Will follow us anywhere we go? Luna stepped forward. No, Dad, we don't. Run, Luna, Dad. Listen to me. I've been working with all the other children. We've been combining our abilities, learning from each other. The Confederation thinks we're weak because we're just kids. But they're wrong. She looked around the room. We're not just the last of our species. We're the evolution of them. Being raised together with love instead of logic has made us stronger. What are you saying? I'm saying we can fix the dark matter problem right here, right now. But we need the Confederation fleet to get close enough. The main screen showed the alien ships moving into attack formation. 2 minutes until weapons range, reported a technician. Luna activated the station's communication system, says Luna Chen, to all children on New Haven. It's time to show them what love built. Across the station, dozens of young voices answered. Ready, Luna? Marcus watched in amazement as every child from every extinct species made their way to the central hub. They moved with purpose. No longer the scared refugees he'd first met. Pip the Draconian took position at the weather control station. Kree and the plant children surrounded the bioenergy generators. Children from species Marcus didn't even recognize found their places at various control panels. Luna, what's your plan? Marcus asked. Simple, Dad. We're going to save everyone. The Confederation ships opened fire. Energy beams struck New Haven's shields, making the station shake. Shields at 60%, someone shouted. Luna closed her eyes. Her silver glow spread to touch each of the other children. They began glowing to purple, green, gold, blue, a rainbow of alien energy. We can see it, Luna said, her voice echoing strangely. The dark matter. It's like a disease in space itself, but we know how to cure it. The station shook again. More weapons fire. Shields at 30%. The children's glow grew brighter. Marcus felt the air itself tingling with power. Initiating cascade harmonics, Luna announced. Pip, stabilize the quantum fields. Kree, anchor the space-time matrix. Everyone else, follow my calculations. On the screen, something incredible happened. The space around New Haven began to shimmer. The dark energy that had been slowly eating away at reality started to change color from angry red to peaceful. Blue. What are they doing? Vasquez whispered. They're healing space itself, Dr. Rodriguez said in wonder.
Yes!
They're using their combined abilities to repair the damage. The Confederation ships stopped firing. Marcus could imagine the confusion on their bridges as their sensors showed that possible. The shimmer spread outward from the station like ripples in a pond. As it touched each Confederation ship, their hulls began glowing with soft light. Effect is spreading, Luna said, strained clear in her voice. The repair wave will reach every system in the galaxy within hours. The dark matter crisis will be over. But the effort was taking its toll. Several of the smaller children collapsed. Luna swayed on her feet. Luna, stop. You're hurting yourself. It's almost done, Dad. Just need to... There. A pulse of pure light exploded from the station, racing outward faster than any ship could travel. Where it passed, space itself seemed to heal. Luna collapsed. Marcus caught her as she fell. Did we do it? She whispered. You did it, Marcus said, tears in his eyes. You saved the galaxy. The communication system crackled. This time, it was the Veltar, but its voice was different. Softer, uncertain. Human station. ... What did you do? Still holding Luna. What you couldn't. We taught our children that love is stronger than logic, that diversity is better than efficiency, that sometimes the greatest strength comes from caring for the weakest. Our sensors show the dark matter crisis is ending across the entire galaxy. How is this possible? Luna lifted her head weakly. Because the children you threw away were never worthless. They were the key to everything. And humans were crazy enough to love them. Hours later, after Luna and the other children had recovered, Marcus stood again on the observation deck. But this time, he wasn't alone. Veltar, several Krishan delegates, and representatives from dozens of other species stood with him. The Confederation has much to learn, the Veltar said quietly. About efficiency, about logic, about what truly makes a civilization strong. We'd be happy to teach you, Marcus replied.
Ow.
But first, you need to understand something. These children aren't going back to hiding in dark corners. They're citizens now. They have families who love them. The Veltar nodded slowly. Perhaps the Confederation needs to reconsider what family means. Luna appeared beside Marcus holding his hand. She looked up at the alien delegates. Family isn't about blood or species, she said simply. It's about choosing to love someone, even when it's hard. Even when it doesn't make sense. Even when the whole galaxy tells you you're wrong. She squeezed Marcus's hand. That's what makes humans special. They don't love because it's logical. They love because it's right. Marcus looked out at the stars, no longer a place where humanity begged for acceptance, but a galaxy they had helped to save. In the end, it wasn't human technology or weapons that changed everything. It was a simple truth that Luna had understood from the beginning. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is choose love over logic, hope over fear, and family over everything.